My name is Chasity Prater. I'm a special needs teacher in the moderate to severe disabilities and I work at Campton Elementary in Wolfe County. And I teach students in grades kindergarten through second grade, sometimes third graders. And most of my students have autism or functional mental disability.
My name is Melissa Hall, and I am a National Board Certified Teacher in the area of exceptional needs specialist. I teach kindergarten through second grade, mainly developmental delay. In I'm also a co-teacher in Highland Turner Elementary in Breathitt County.
All right. Well, thank you all for those introductions. We certainly look forward to working with you all. So let's go ahead and jump right into our discussion about the micro-credential. So people have very differing definitions of micro-credentials. For the purpose of this work and the way KVEC defines micro-credentials, how would you explain what a micro-credential is?
To put it in my own words, I would say that a micro credential is a way that educators can show proficiency in a certain area or a specific skill. It's a way that they can show their level of expertise.
Melissa?
That's exactly what I was going to say as well. This micro credential is a chance for educators to kind of demonstrate their expertise or demonstrate their proficiency in a specific skill.
Okay, awesome.
And I'd like to add to that too. One of the things that I really liked about the micro credentials is that you can receive a badge that can be used in portfolios. It can be used. You can attach it, I think, to to emails. So that way, to me, I mean, I like to be recognized for things that I do, and that's a really neat way of letting others know what you are skilled in, what you have expertise in.
All right. What about this micro-credential project interested you?
I'll go first. I like that it's an opportunity to collaborate with teacher leaders in other districts. I'm excited about the prospect of facilitating the professional learning of colleagues in a constructive approach. So yeah, I'm excited, and I like to collaborate with teacher leaders in other districts.
I agree with Melissa. It's so good to be able to talk with teachers in other districts to work with them. And this project, it interested me because I think that it's an area that regular ed teachers struggle with understanding how a student receives special education services. You know, why did this one qualify, this student qualify, and why did this student not qualify? So I think that's why I was interested, is so that I can help regular education teachers understand eligibility and the data that we have to look at to qualify a student.
What have you identified as the topic of the micro-credential your team is developing?
Understanding data for eligibility determination. So
Okay.
in layman's terms, kind of like understanding the numbers and the how and the why a student qualified under a specific category in the special education program.
Okay, so the 13 disabilities, in Kentucky identifies 14 because we put the cognitive disabilities together. So you're looking at all of those, or you're going to break those down into physical, mental, or cognitive? So
I really don't want to. I don't know. I'm sorry, Chastity. Do you want to go first?
Well, I really, I'm probably like you, Melissa. I don't want to narrow it down to that. I would like to, broaden it.
Yeah, I would like to develop this micro credential in a way that, excuse me, in a way that teachers or educators, administrators, whoever wants to pursue this micro credential can choose their own category and kind of develop their expertise in the own disability, the disability that they are interested in learning about.
What do you hope this micro-credential will impact professional practice?
Do you want to go first, Chasity?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I hope this micro-credential will impact professional practice by breaking it down into detailed and organized steps. That way it makes it easier for the ARC team members, makes it easier for whoever goes through this, that they can see it's not overwhelming, and that it's, it would be detailed and organized, and they could understand and know the process of eligibility.
I agree.
I think understanding data for eligibility determination will impact my professional practice and that of others who utilize this micro-credential in 3 ways. One way is that this evaluation data can drive instruction and goal planning. So when I'm making individual education plans, I will be able to kind of really narrow down and get specific on, and I'll have the data to back up why this child may need the reading goal or the behavior goal that they need. That way it'll be more relevant and tailored to their specific needs. Another way is that the more I understand the evaluation data, the more appropriate information I can relay to all stakeholders in the student's education. The more I understand it, the easier it will be for me to explain to the parents and the regular education teachers. And even so far as when I collaborate with this related service, the related service teachers, I can back up their data with the eligibility or the evaluation data that I understand as well. My third way is, even if a student doesn't qualify for special education, evaluation results are still valuable information that can be analyzed in order to provide suitable interventions necessary for that struggling student. So even if they don't qualify, that evaluation data is still very relevant and valuable in kind of creating the whole picture of a student's progress and performance.
It is an excellent answer.
Yes.
Okay, your own professional practice and that of teachers who utilize micro-credentials.
For my own professional practice, I'm like Melissa, I want to understand it better myself so that I am a better I can give a better explanation to others. So that's one of the things that I really wanted, why I picked this to do this, to develop this micro-credential, is understanding it better myself so that I'm better able to explain it to others.
And that's good, especially to our administrators, because sometimes they need to learn a little bit more about the special education eligibility, especially when we're at an ARC meeting trying to determine that. How do you hope this micro-credential will impact professional practice?
I hope that teachers will use it and will utilize this this tool. I think that teachers might be afraid of it at first, but I hope that they will understand that it is a really good way that they can learn more and use this to develop more expertise in an area that they don't completely understand or want to learn more about. And so, Melissa, do you have anything you want to add?
When it comes to understanding eligibility, evaluation, data, I think that it would help me and it would help anyone's professional practice to really kind of know the numbers that kind of guide the category that a student in special education can be placed under, and to know how those numbers are connected, how the adaptive behavior score also affects the general intelligence score and how they're kind of all wrapped together. And I think really understanding that can really give a good picture of maybe why a student did qualify or why a student did not qualify, and definitely how you can help them in your classroom.
How do you hope the micro-credential will impact student outcome?
I think one hope that I have that an impacting student outcome is it's a better way, it's a way to recognize how students learn and how teachers can do effective progress monitoring to make changes and improve in how students learn if needed.
I agree. Understanding evaluation reports and the data that drives the special education eligibility process will impact students most notably by their individual education plans, and they'll be able to truly explain the present levels of performance and provide goals that relate to the indicated strengths and weaknesses within the evaluation data. Understanding eligibility criterion is essential in explaining exactly why and how a student does or does not qualify for a special education category.
You picked a good topic, and I'm sure there are so many other people out there that are looking forward to this micro-credential because everybody has issues with eligibility.
It is a scary topic. I mean, I'm still like, my husband, this is his second year in special education, and he's a numbers man. And, you know, this is my 15th year teaching. So it's my 13th year in special education. And I didn't even realize when he was like, well, you know, that this number correlates to this number in this way. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I just took the number. It is what it is, you know, and whatever the psychologist handed me and said, you know, here's the report. They placed MMD, and I just say, okay. And then I just go based on that. But, you know, now that he's telling me, you know, if a child placed MMD, then their adaptive behavior had to be a certain score that correlated with the, you know, like I hadn't even in the 13 years that I've been doing it, like this is the first time I've realized that eligibility is a deep pool, and that I have just stuck my toes into it.
Exactly. I agree.